The sky over London is doing what the sky over London always does, threatening rain without committing to it. A gray, indecisive kind of morning. The kind that makes tourists pull out their windbreakers and their cameras at the same time, squinting at both the clouds and the palace gates like neither can quite be trusted. Buckingham Palace stands exactly where it has always stood, unmoved, unbothered, watched over by men in scarlet tunics and bearskin caps so tall they add a full foot to whoever is wearing them. These are the foot guards of the household division, 5 regiments, centuries of history, buttons spaced on their tunics in patterns that tell you exactly which regiment they belong to, 2 buttons together for the Coldstream Guards, evenly spaced for the Grenadiers, if you know what you are looking at. Most people do not know what they are looking at. Most people think they are looking at a very serious costume. They are not looking at a costume. They are looking at active-duty soldiers of the British Army who happen to also perform one of the most precise, most watched, most replicated ceremonial duties on the planet. Soldiers who have served in operational deployments around the world. Soldiers who have come back from those deployments and now stand here, in front of this palace in this uniform, holding this rifle, waiting for the clock to strike 11. At 11:00 a.m., the changing of the guard begins. It has been beginning at 11:00 a.m. in one form or another since 1656. That is nearly 400 years of this exact ceremony. 400 years of old guard and new guard. 400 years of the band marching up the forecourt. 400 years of the regimental color being carried through the ranks while the national anthem plays. 400 years of everything running exactly on time, exactly as planned, with exactly 0 interruptions from members of the public. Technically, there is one rule, one simple, clearly marked, physically indicated rule. There is a line, you stay behind it. The guards are on one side, you are on the other. That is the entire arrangement. That is the whole system. 400 years of human civilization have produced this one clean boundary, and it works beautifully every single time someone respects it. Today, as every day, not everyone will respect it. The tourists are already gathering. Selfie sticks are rising above the crowd like a strange new kind of ceremonial weapon. Someone is already eating a sandwich. Someone else is already arguing with their partner about which side of the gate has the better angle. A child has pressed their face so completely against the railings that their nose has flattened into something resembling a small pink mushroom. The guards do not move. The guards do not blink. The guards are ready. Whether the tourists are ready is, historically, a different question entirely. Let us start with the mild ones. Every crowd has them. The ones who are not malicious, not disrespectful, not trying to cause a scene. They are simply operating under a fundamental misunderstanding about what kind of place they are standing in. They have seen the photos. They have watched the YouTube videos. They have told everyone back home they are going to Buckingham Palace. And somewhere between the airport and the forecourt, they have arrived at a conclusion that is wrong in every possible direction. They think the guards are decorations. Meet Craig and Deborah from San Antonio, Texas. Craig is wearing a polo shirt with a small alligator on it. Deborah has a camera around her neck that cost more than most people's first cars. They have been married for 22 years and they have survived 3 kids, 2 house moves, and 1 very bad timeshare decision in Florida. They are not troublemakers. They are lovely people. They are simply the kind of people who, when they see a man standing very still in a very tall hat, assume that man is there for their benefit. Craig steps forward. He steps past the cordon. He positions himself next to the Coldstream Guard with the particular confidence of a man who has never once in his life been wrong about anything casual. Deb, get the camera. I'm going to stand right here. The guard's eyes move approximately 1 degree to the left. This is more movement than you would think. From a Coldstream Guard on duty, 1 degree of eye movement is the military equivalent of a full press conference. Sir, the voice comes from somewhere inside the bearskin, Low, controlled, entirely serious. You need to step back behind the cordon. Craig laughs. Craig assumes this is part of the act. Craig is about to learn that there is no act. Step back from the king's guard. The volume is remarkable. It is not angry. It is not panicked. It is simply the voice of a trained soldier who has said this sentence approximately 4,000 times and has refined it to its most efficient form. It lands like a command, because it is a command. Deborah gets the photo anyway. It is not the photo she planned. Craig is mid-stumble, revering back past the cordon with the expression of a man who has just been told his card has been declined. But Deborah gets the photo. She will show it to everyone at Thanksgiving. It will become a better story every single year. Then there is Marcus, 17 years old from Birmingham, visiting with his school. Marcus has decided that the bearskin cap looks soft. He has decided this loudly to his friends while standing approximately 4 feet from a grenadier guard. Marcus has also decided that touching it would be funny. Marcus reaches out. The guard's head does not move. The guard's body does not move. But the rifle, the actual, real, loaded and ceremonial capacity rifle, shifts exactly 2 inches. Marcus's hand comes back faster than it left. His friends are laughing. Marcus is pretending to laugh too. Marcus will not sleep well tonight. A royal expert once told the BBC very clearly that the cordon exists to signal a boundary, and that if you cross it, the royal guardsmen have the legal right to determine that you are a threat to the palace they are guarding. They are not, to use the expert's precise words, window decorations. Marcus now knows this. Deborah and Craig now know this. The rest of the crowd is watching and learning vicariously. This is, in fact, the most efficient educational system Britain has ever produced. And then there is the woman who waves. She is standing at the correct distance. She is behind the cordon. She has done everything right. But she has genuinely, sincerely decided that if she makes eye contact with the guard and gives a small, friendly wave, he will wave back. She has decided this because she is a friendly person and friendly people wave at each other. She waves. He does not wave back. She waves again. He does not wave back. She tilts her head slightly. The way people do when they are beginning to suspect that the other person in the conversation is not participating in the same conversation. He does not wave back. She eventually puts her hand down and turns to the person next to her and says something that the camera cannot quite catch, but which, based on her expression, is probably the sentence. He is very committed to the bit. It is not a bit. It has never been a bit. Now we get to the ones who knew exactly what they were doing. There is always a man in a football jersey. This is a law of tourism as reliable as gravity. Somewhere in every crowd outside Buckingham Palace, there is a man who has decided that his team's colors give him a kind of confidence that geography and common sense should otherwise prevent. Today it is a Manchester United jersey. Red, white. The name of a midfielder on the back who last played competitively 18 months ago. His name is Danny. Danny has a plan. Danny's plan is to tap the Coldstream guard on the shoulder. Just once. Just to say he did it. Just to have the story. He has told 4 people at the pub that he is going to do it, and he cannot back down now because 2 of those people have followed him here specifically to watch. He approaches slowly. He is trying to look casual. He looks like a man trying to look casual, which is one of the least casual things a person can look like. His hand goes out. Get back from the king's guard. Danny gets back from the king's guard. His 2 friends from the pub are laughing so hard that one of them has to hold the railing. Danny is walking back with the posture of a man who has just remembered a very important appointment somewhere else. Somewhere far from here. Somewhere the Coldstream guards do not patrol. A tourist touching a soldier on duty is technically an assault on a member of the household cavalry. Not technically, actually, legally. The soldier has the right to respond. The soldier is trained to respond. The soldier will respond. Danny got the verbal version. Danny should consider himself fortunate and go find his pub. Then there is the streamer. His name is Jake, and he has 47,000 followers on a platform that rewards exactly this kind of content. He has flown to London with a ring light, a gimbal, a wireless microphone, and a single stated goal. He is going to make a King's Guard smile. He has announced this to his community in a video that has already received 600 comments, most of which say some version of "Bro, you are cooked." Jake sets up his equipment with the seriousness of a documentary filmmaker. He positions the ring light. He checks his audio levels. He stands in front of the guard and begins. "Right, good morning. I've come all the way from Leeds for this." The guard stares at a fixed point approximately 800 meters behind Jake's head. "I've got jokes. I've got material. I have been workshopping this for the flight over." The guard stares at the fixed point. "Why did the football coach go to the bank?" The guard stares at the fixed point. "To get his quarterback." Jake pauses. "That's American football. I don't actually know if you..." "Yeah, okay, moving on." The guard stares at the fixed point. Jake tries impressions. He tries accents. He tries a bit where he pretends to be a second guard standing next to the real guard, mirroring his posture exactly. He tries singing one line of a song, stops, remembers he is being recorded, and pivots immediately. 47,000 followers are watching a man have a very one-sided conversation with a bearskin hat for 11 minutes. The guard does not smile. The guard does not frown. The guard does not move. Jake, to his credit, turns to the camera at the end and says, "I respect that man more than I respect most people I know." Then he packs up his ring light and his gimbal and his wireless microphone and walks away with his dignity mostly intact. Most people do not leave with their dignity mostly intact. Jake did all right. Here is something they do not put in the travel guides. The household cavalry rides horses. Big ones. Black ones mostly. Warm bloods and Irish drafts bred and trained for ceremonial duty, which sounds peaceful until you understand that ceremonial duty includes standing completely still for hours at a time in a city full of strangers making sudden movements and unexpected noises directly next to your face. These horses are not peaceful animals who happen to look dramatic. These are experienced, opinionated, professionally trained animals who have developed extremely clear views on what they will and will not tolerate from the general public. The signs are posted, literally posted, physical signs on physical posts in front of the horses that say, in plain English, in a font large enough to read from a reasonable distance, "Beware. Horses may kick or bite. Do not touch the reins." Read that again. The signs are there. Now meet Sandra. Sandra is visiting from abroad and she has decided that the horse is beautiful, which is true. The horse is absolutely beautiful. It is one of the most striking animals in London. Sandra wants a photo with the horse, which is understandable. Sandra has walked up to the horse and positioned herself next to it, which is manageable. Sandra has then placed her hand on the horse's side and reached toward its rein for a better grip, which is where we leave the territory of understandable and manageable and enter the territory of consequences. The horse swings its head around with the calm, deliberate energy of an animal that has done this before and will do it again. Sandra stumbles backward into a wall. Nobody is hurt. The horse's teeth have caught mostly her shawl, but Sandra's expression has cycled through approximately 9 distinct emotions in under 2 seconds, ending somewhere between shock and a very sincere promise to herself about personal boundaries. The guard on top of the horse has not moved. He does not need to. The horse has the situation handled. Then there is the teenage boy who decided the best place to stand was directly behind one of the household cavalry horses during the procession on Horse Guard's parade. Not beside it, behind it, in the specific area that every country, every culture, and every basic understanding of large animals has always identified as the one place you do not stand. There is an old saying about walking behind horses and how those stories never end well. This story does not end well. The boy is fine. He is embarrassed in the specific way that only a 17-year-old can be embarrassed, which is completely and with lasting psychological consequences. But he is fine. The horse is completely unbothered. The horse was never not unbothered. The household cavalry horses have a bite force of 500 psi. For reference, a large dog bites at around 300. The signs are posted. The signs have always been posted. At some point, the sign stops being a warning and starts being a prediction, and the only variable is which tourist is going to walk into it next. There is also the matter of the umbrella. A tourist, good intentions, bad timing, opens a large umbrella directly in front of a cavalry horse during a procession, not behind the cordon, in the procession route, with the umbrella pointing at full extension, approximately level with the horse's face. The horse's opinion of this is immediate and physical. The umbrella does not survive the encounter. The tourist survives. The tourist is fine. But the umbrella is gone, and somewhere in that moment is a lesson about reading the room that no classroom has ever managed to teach as efficiently as a horse on official duty. 11:00 a.m. Not 11:01, not 10:58. 11:00 a.m. exactly. This is not a suggestion. This is not a rough estimate. Windsor Castle changes guards at 11:00 a.m. with no reason for delay, and Buckingham Palace operates on the same principle. The ceremony has been running since 1656, and it has never once waited for a tourist to finish their sandwich, locate their family, or take their third attempt at a panorama shot. The band arrives first. You hear them before you see them. Drums and brass coming up from Wellington Barracks, from Birdcage Walk, growing louder with a precision that tells you immediately that this is not background music. This is the sound of something beginning. The crowd shifts. Even the people who have been talking too loudly and standing in the wrong spots feel it. Something is happening that is larger than them, and it has decided to happen right now, right here, in exactly this space. The new guard arrives. Scarlet tunics, bearskin caps, rifles at the slope. They march in a formation so exact that the space between each soldier looks measured with a ruler because it has been. The old guard forms up on the forecourt. What happens next is the formal handover of responsibility for the protection of the palace, an act that has been performed continuously in various forms for nearly 4 centuries. It is accompanied by the band. It is watched by hundreds of people. It is one of the most precisely choreographed public events in the world. And it is about to walk directly through the spot where 3 tourists are standing taking photographs. The police officer on the edge of the route has already warned them twice. The police officer has the particular expression of someone who has said the same sentence so many times in a row that the words have begun to lose their meaning. But he is saying them anyway because duty requires it. You need to move back. The procession is coming through. The tourists are nodding and not moving. The nod that means I have heard you, but I have not processed what that means for my physical location in this specific moment. The band gets louder. The guards get closer. The tourists suddenly understand what the police officer meant and execute a very rapid lateral movement that nobody planned for, but everyone manages to survive. The procession passes through the exact spot where they were standing approximately 4 seconds ago, without breaking step, without altering course, without acknowledging in any way that the humans were ever there. Because to the ceremony, they were not there. The ceremony does not negotiate with foot traffic. The ceremony does not reroute. The ceremony has been going since 1656, and it will still be going long after every person in this crowd has gone home, uploaded their photos, gone to sleep, and woken up the next morning slightly wiser about the meaning of the word immovable. There is a line from one of the guards' own official communications that says this plainly. In front of these gates, the guards are not in your way. You are in theirs. Read that once more if you need to. Good. Moving on. The Sunday parade adds one more element, the regimental color. This is the flag, not a flag, the flag, a sacred object that embodies the honor, spirit, and heritage of the regiment currently on duty. In the days when armies fought in open fields, soldiers memorized their regiment's color because in the smoke and chaos of battle, it was the only fixed point they could navigate by. The practice of trooping it, marching it through the ranks, dates back to when it was a matter of survival. Now it is ceremony, but the weight of it has not changed. The history has not lightened. The soldiers carrying it are not carrying fabric. They are carrying everything that fabric represents. A tourist once tried to photograph the color from inside the cordon. The color kept moving. The tourist was removed. The color did not notice either event. Every institution has its mythology. The King's Guard has several. Let us begin in September 2004. A man named Jason Hatch arrived at Buckingham Palace in a Batman costume. Not a subtle Batman costume. A full, foam-muscled, caped, cowled Batman costume. He had a companion dressed as Robin. Together they scaled the front facade of Buckingham Palace, the actual facade, the actual palace, and unfurled a banner from a ledge that read, "Superdads of Fathers for Justice." The guards at ground level were doing what the guards always do. They were guarding. They were doing it in the correct, prescribed, procedurally accurate manner. The fact that Batman was approximately 30 feet above their heads was a development that fell slightly outside the standard operational parameters. The palace eventually called it a security concern. Tourists on the ground called it the most entertaining morning they had ever had outside a royal residence. One American visitor told a reporter that they should have called London Zoo and had him darted and placed in a gorilla cage. Batman came down eventually. The guards never broke formation. The banner was removed. The guards never broke formation. The story became a piece of British cultural history. The guards still have not broken formation. Then there is April 2015. A guard, a real, trained, professional, active-duty foot guard, slipped during the changing of the guard ceremony. He fell on the forecourt of Buckingham Palace, in full uniform, in front of hundreds of tourists. What he did next is the part that matters. He got up, he resumed his position, he continued the march. His face showed exactly the same expression it had shown before he fell, which is to say no expression at all, because the face of a King's Guard on duty is not a communication device. It is a statement. The statement is, I am here. I am still here. Nothing that just happened changes the fact that I am still here. The tourists who filmed it uploaded the video. It went viral. The guard became, briefly, the most discussed person in Britain, not because he fell, because of what he did after. That is the whole story. That is the entire moral of that story. There is also the incident nobody planned for, involving a guard who had been posted at Windsor Castle for a late evening duty and returned to the barracks the following morning to find that his story had made 2 newspapers and 14 social media accounts, none of which he had consented to, and all of which had spelled his regiment's name correctly, which he found grudgingly respectable. And then there is the streamer who came with a ring light, not Jake, a different one, this one from somewhere in the American Midwest, who spent 45 minutes outside the Household Cavalry Museum trying to make a mounted guard laugh, escalate, react, respond, or acknowledge human existence in any form, who tried jokes, impressions, accents, a kazoo, and at one point a small origami swan held at eye level. The guard stared at a fixed point. The horse bit his jacket. The streamer said, and this is verbatim, documented, and available to watch, "Oh my God, oh my God, we have to get out of here. I am so scared right now, and I am genuinely being asked to leave the United Kingdom." He was not asked to leave the United Kingdom. He was asked to step back from the horse. He stepped back from the horse. He posted the video anyway. It has been watched 11 million times. The guard in it has never watched it. The guard in it will never watch it. The guard in it is currently on duty somewhere, standing very still, watching a fixed point in the middle distance, completely unbothered by everything that has happened and everything that will happen next. And that right there is the entire power of the thing. It is now just past noon. The ceremony is complete. The new guard has replaced the old guard. The regimental color has been trooped through the ranks. The national anthem has been played, and the color has been marched back to St. James's Palace and lodged in the guardroom of Friary Court, exactly as it has been lodged at the end of every Sunday parade for longer than most countries have existed in their current form. The crowd is thinning. Tourists are walking back toward the tube stations and the gift shops and the cafes where they will sit down and say to whoever they came with, "That was actually incredible. I didn't expect it to be that good." Because nobody ever expects it to be that good. That is the secret of the whole thing, and it has been the secret for 400 years. People come expecting a costume show. They come expecting soldiers playing dress-up for the cameras. They come with their selfie sticks and their ring lights and their half-eaten sandwiches, and they stand behind the cordon, or, as we have established, occasionally directly in front of the cordon, and they wait for something to happen. And then something happens. Something real, something precise, something so thoroughly rehearsed and so deeply meant that it stops feeling like performance at all and starts feeling like the thing performance has always been trying to be. Something that has survived every war this country has fought, every protest at these gates, every Batman who has climbed these walls, every tourist who has waved at a guard and waited for a wave back. The ceremony does not wave back. The ceremony does not need to. One final moment. A young woman, early 20s, visiting alone, camera around her neck, has stayed long after the crowd has gone. She is standing at the cordon, not close enough to cross it, just close enough to see clearly. A guard is at his post. She is watching him, not taking a photo, just watching. After a few minutes, she takes a single photograph. Then she steps back. Then she nods not at him, just to herself, and walks away. The guard does not see her leave. The guard does not see anything that is not his fixed point in the middle distance. But somewhere in that moment, between a tourist who finally understood and a soldier who never needed to explain, something passed between them that none of the selfie sticks and ring lights and kazoos had ever managed to capture. Respect. Quiet, unprompted, freely given. The kind that doesn't need a cordon to hold it in place. The King's Guard has been standing since 1656. They will be standing tomorrow. They will be standing long after every tourist who visited today has forgotten the name of the hotel they stayed in, the color of the sky, the exact time the band started playing. The only thing those tourists will remember, all of them, even Danny from the Manchester United jersey, even Sandra and her shawl, even Jake and his 47,000 followers, is the moment they stood in front of those gates and understood, for the first time and completely, what the word immovable actually means. Not stubborn, not cold, not theatrical. Just completely, entirely, historically certain of exactly who they are and exactly what they are doing. That is what the bearskin cap means. That is what the scarlet tunic means. That is what the fixed point in the middle distance means. You can try to make them laugh. You can try to make them flinch. You can even try the kazoo. But the King's Guard was here before you arrived, and they will be here long after you leave. And the only thing you will have changed by crossing that line is your own understanding of what it means to stand behind one. Stay behind the cordon, folks. It is better for everyone.